All right, here we go. Ready for a new week, a new start in the course. We're going to start working on a paper now. Some of you wondered last week what I really meant when I said the writing prompt, and that was sort of a preview showing you how things would come together. So the articles that were posted in the classroom for last week about online writing and about Gerald Graff, or from Gerald Graff, and the thesis worksheet, all of that good stuff, those were laying foundations. And if that thesis worksheet worked well for you, absolutely use it. If these are resources, but now we're moving into kind of more of the rhythm of the course. And how generally the course is set up is that every 3 weeks every 3 weeks we're working on a new paper. So the first week, like last week's work on the summary response, was just practicing summary and response. It was showing you the kind of writing we're going to be doing. It was practicing a thesis worksheet, or practicing writing a thesis. This week we're going to actually be reading mostly from the Hirschberger textbook. If you'll notice, I have an Aaron reading. The Aaron readings for this time around, 39 to 51 and 26 to 38, are resource readings. You can skim them. The Hirschberger readings, Bryson, Lurie, Coffer, Grandin, Huxley, those are, and Reichel, sorry I missed one, are read carefully readings. There's a discussion board requirement this week, and that is the only assignment beyond the readings. Your discussion board prompt is just a response. It's a very general, loose prompt. And some people will struggle with that, like, well, what do you want? I want a they say, I say. I want to know what they, the author, is saying. And I want to know what you're saying in response to that author. So I want you to go beyond summary. You got to do a little summary, but then I want you to really tag on equal amount of writing about what you think about that author, which brings up an important point. Can I use a personal pronoun I? Absolutely. Do not use you, because you ends up sounding instructive and oftentimes demeaning or commanding. So we're going to stay away from you. We're going to use an I. And we're going to say, when Bryson talked about X, Y, and Z, I agreed because, okay, that kind of thing. So we're going to practice that summary response. You also want to keep in mind that this is a discussion board activity, so you're going to try to be generating discussion. So as you write, think about things that you are drawing responses to about the writing, and it's okay to disagree with one another. It's okay to disagree with that author. We're going to do it academically and respectfully, and then what that's going to do is it's going to give us all this good stuff, because one of these writings is going to end up being the source for your essay next week. So you're doing all of this reading and responding and getting all these thoughts. This is your class discussion. This is all of your pre-writing stuff going on this week. Then next week, we're going to plan out the paper and write it. So just thought you would want to know kind of that big vision. You are responding to more than one author in the discussion board, because I don't want you just to narrow in on your author right away and only read one thing. Not that you would do that. But we're going to practice with several authors. Choose your favorite, and remember, one of those is going with you. So right now, as you're discussing this week, make sure you're taking time to really absorb it so that the writing process goes smoother for you next week. As a rule, the writing week tends to be a little bit heavier, so prepare for that by doing a really close reading, maybe tab with sticky notes in your textbook, or make a list of responses that are meaningful to you, and keep them in a document or something as you're having this peer discussion. One other thing, for the discussion board, you're going to be sending me a copy of both your initial responses to the articles and the responses you made to peers. You're not accountable for what other people say to you. Obviously, the sooner you post your ideas, the more time people have to give you feedback. But I'm not holding you accountable for their feedback to you, but your feedback to them. And you can put those all in, like you can just copy and paste all of those into one document. You can copy and paste them all directly into the little box on the screen so that I don't have to open a document, but do it however way works for you. But do include your initial posts about the authors and your responses. Some of you have asked, do I have to have a separate a separate entry for each author that I respond to. No, you can combine them all. Make sense? Okay. Have a great week, and I'm really enjoying teaching this course. I hope you're enjoying taking it, but obviously keep me posted if you have questions or concerns of any kind, because we're missing that, ability to in real time ask questions, and I want this to be a meaningful experience for you. Have a great week. Bye-bye.